Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Gordon Mathen, and welcome to the DIY Wrestling Podcast. And today we are talking, obviously, Monday Night Raw. And see, the thing about this in general is I had a, decent time with Raw, and as this background music pops on so late for some reason, I don't know why, but Caleb is here with me as well, and he enjoyed it. So, decent dynamic between us. We both had separate views and opinions on this show, and honestly, I mean, I for one I was middle of the road on it. I didn't hate it, I didn't love it. It was just an okay Raw. So you know what? We're gonna get to this really quick because last time Caleb's internet went out when he was supposed to be here, and I'm going to ASAP fast forward to the tweets because tonight, like I said, I was in and out. I tried to stay involved in the loop, and yeah. Basically, Seth Ross and Stephanie, I basically commented on that. And then you had the whole, basically, Kelso and Hyde, that 70 show thing with Jericho and Kevin Owens, which is probably the funniest highlight of the night, where it didn't feel like the guest host were too out of the loop on what was actually going on in the ring, like the one time they brought Kevin Hart in. But I digress there. A couple of retweets. And, TJ Perkins got beat tonight for the Cruiserweight Championship. Well, not for the Cruiserweight Championship. It would have been for the Cruiserweight Championship, but, it didn't happen. So we'll get into that as it happens. But you know what? If you want to see the rest, follow me on Twitter. Fight Maston Fight. And you'll see in the background the DIY Wrestling Podcast banner that I had made. And, yeah, there it is. Fight Maston Fight. Last T isn't there. And we'll get into this now. So I would like to invite Caleb in.
Finally, Caleb has come back to the DIY Wrestling Podcast, which means finally, Caleb has come home.
Yeah, push yourself over, bro.
What?
I said push yourself over, man.
What is the name of this podcast?
You just said it. Are you?
What is the name of this podcast, you Rudy Poo, candy ass jabroni?
Are you burying me, bro?
What is the name of this podcast?
The DIY Wrestling
It doesn't matter what the name of this podcast is, you jabroni.
You know what? You're on the list.
What?
You're on the list.
No.
As I put it in my phone, you are now on the list.
Well, you know what, Gordon? You, Xavier, Big E, Kofi, you can't swim. You can't swim. I'm sorry. Okay? Xavier admitted it tonight. You can't swim.
A bit racist.
I'm not, dude. Xavier,
I know. Xavier said it.
Bro.
And then they made a fat joke, and they thought they were cool.
Yeah, you can't jump over anything. If that was anyone else, they would have got shit on the interwebs. Everyone would have been like, "Oh, why would you say that about Lord Steen?" But it's the New Day, so they got to pass. But yeah, like Gordon said, we had some different views. He wasn't huge on the show. He thought it was meh. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was lit. Thought it was lit.
You thought it was litty?
In terms of Jericho, you're going to get lit. I say that every Friday night now to my boys. But I wish. But yeah, no, I really liked it. I didn't watch live, which broke my 4 or 5 week streak I had of going live, which I was really proud of. It was kind of the only thing I had going in my life at this point. It was really the only thing I could brag about is the cornerstone of my life at this point. But like everything good I have in my life, I threw it the fuck away. So that's done.
Delete it.
Delete. I'm obsolete. Should we talk about Bound for Glory? Nah, fuck it. It's raw, but yeah.
Raw. I don't need views jumping off the ship at the beginning.
Yeah, Yeah, so I'm such a cancer to the show, and Gordon doesn't even realize. Look at this. I think we've probably been going 5 minutes. I haven't touched on Raw. I make Gordon, who typically goes in like half an hour. We do like these things for 2 hours, and I know probably 2 people are watching me right now. So what the fuck, whatever. But so anyway, yeah, I really liked it. I really, from the opening segment, I thought it'd kind of be a shit show. I guess that's my anti-Roman
Reigns
agenda coming to life. But that segment, my only gripe with that opening segment, man, is just like,
let's get into it because John Cena's not on Raw, so you know who opens up Raw nowadays, right?
Roman Reigns, the guy with the biggest pecs. Roman Reigns, the guy that has the most consensual sex.
Are you referring to the song that was made about a year ago?
Yeah, I added consensual in because that was never clarified in the song. I think we live in, in the PC world we live in, I think Roman's name should be cleared. The sex was consensual, I'm sure.
Oh, good God.
Yeah.
Okay, well, before let's get any more sexual, let's get masturbate bait. Oh, my God, that text, dude. No one knows.
The Emelina?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was a 30-second masturbation fuel video package right there. After, I have ulterior motives for wanting to rush through this review. It's so I can crank my knob to that afterwards.
Okay.
The viewers deserve to know, dude. They deserve to know. This is 100% candid, okay? DIY keeps it candid. Hashtag keep it candid with DIY. Remember.
Oh, my God, dude. You are the GOAT right now.
Call me Jericho, baby.
Call me KO.
No. On the list.
Okay. Let's get into this opening segment, bro.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, so Roman Reigns starts the show, and from there, I mean, he just basically said, he just basically tries to tear Rusev down off the bat. Lana comes out, tries to defend her husband. Roman says he hides behind her skirt, and then starts making a bunch of balls jokes. Like, we just make a bunch of testicle jokes at a bunch.
Oh, shudder, cringe. That was bad, dude.
Like, Roman and Cass recently, because, the WWE has high hopes for Cass, the way Vince does. And we explained this so much, and it's just going to get us into a tyrant. Point being, are testicle jokes and size jokes the only thing America laughs at these days?
No, it's the only thing that Vince fucking McMahon laughs at. It is so funny that just like how fucking skewed and weird and like infantile this man's sense of humor is, because I think it might come from his fucked up childhood, because this dude, I'm telling you, it's like he's compensating for the fucking jokes he didn't get to participate in when he was younger, because he was getting molested by his mother. That might have been too far. True story. Look it up. True fucking story. But no, dude, I don't know, yo. It was just like, they go back to the well. It's like they have like this like few-week buffer period with Roman where it's like, okay, don't have him talk, just have him fucking win matches, do his fucking typical bullshit, but let's not have him talk. And then they go back to the well. And they try, when they think that he's over again, when they think that they've accomplished what they set out to do with him and get him over with the fans, even though I don't know how you could gauge the crowd reactions the past few weeks and think that you've even come close to getting him over, but they go back to trying to get him to act like The Rock. You know what I mean? Like, like in his delivery, and I know we're beating a dead horse here, and I know we're preaching to the choir. Bear with me, though, because this is really the only part of Raw I didn't enjoy. Surprise, surprise, I'm a fucking nerd just like you guys. I hate Roman. But no, but he just does not have the delivery. Like, he does not have the acting ability. His nuances are not there. Like, he just is not. There's
only one thing he pulls off that Charlotte can't pull off in promos. He can actually be subtle. Now, what Charlotte has a strength at, I guess, kind of when she overdoses it, and she just like she puts the bass in her voice, which is too much. Roman does that, and it's so cringe, dude. It's so cringe.
Yeah, we'll get into that later because I have something to say about that too. But yeah, dude, like he just like, you know, like it would have been tolerable if he did get on the mic. And the thing is too, when he gets on the mic, he gets shit on, and it's like, okay, initially when you have him come out and be like, you ain't a man, you just a little bitch. Oh, you ain't the architect, you just the authorities bitch. Oh, I saw your dick pic, bro. That was,
oh my god.
oh, that was 4 inches I'll never forget.
Oh,
That wasn't a dick. You just a bitch. Like that worked once and never again. Just throw that away. Complete like they think if they have Roman come out and just say bitch and ass and like hell, like it's like and admittedly to a certain degree, I think I should have fucking stroke. Bret Hart shouts out, but like admittedly, like it does work for a certain portion of the audience. You know, there is like that audible like oh when he says bitch, which I fucking hate, but they keep going to the well with that when that just like totally ruins him. And you know what they brought back today that fucking pissed me off more than anything?
shoot, brother.
I'm shooting right now. Firing from the hips. I was also shooting when I saw that goddamn Emelina package. We'll talk about that later, but I was shooting everywhere, brother. Anywho, no, but yo, when that fucking smirk, dude, he brought that back. It was gone for so long, and today he decided to bring it back. And I texted Gordon this when it happened, but he said to Lana, or Lana said to him, she's like, wipe that smile off your face, you stupid man, or something like that.
And she told him he could go to hell. Did you get it? Get it? I think you guys get it. I get it. We'll explain at the end of the segment.
Yes. Not sure if I do get it, but we'll explain. I think she summed up the general consensus of all wrestling fans everywhere when she said that. And something that I think is funny, and it's, you know, more sad than funny, it's like, you know, Lana in that segment, it was very obvious for someone, you know, if someone were to be watching wrestling for the first time and watch that segment, Lana was like 3 blocks, miles ahead of Roman Reigns on the microphone. Like, the guy that you want to be the lead of your company, a woman who's not even an active wrestler comes out there, and I know Lana's very talented. She's a great actress, but like she in my opinion was miles ahead of Roman.
Dude, my mom has always been miles ahead of Roman.
What'd you say?
So my mother has always been miles ahead of Roman.
Your mother has?
No, I don't think you know. Yeah, I forgot to tell you. Rusev and Lana, mom and dad, they are my parents, bro.
Oh, okay, nice. My mother and father, WWE, would probably be Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Fabulous Moolah. Yeah, I'm proud of those choices.
I don't even want to talk about Moolah. Let's not even get into that conversation.
Dude, Hacksaw Jim Duggan is daddy as fuck, and you know it. He is literally daddy.
What is happening right now?
Every girl gets fucking wet when Hacksaw Jim Duggan is on the screen. Yeah, but yeah, yo, I don't even want to talk about that. And then I was okay with the segment.
Until Rusev comes out, gets his shit in, and stops everything Roman tries to do, kicks him over the barricade, and the one moment you think he'll finally walk out and get something over this man, that one moment. Nah, Roman has to pull that old classic Shield move, run through the crowd to come out and Superman punch you.
Yep, dude, that was bullshit. And it was bullshit because it's like, that is the only fucking way they know how to book Roman. It's like, oh, an attack out of nowhere. Like, how often do we see that one spot where he sprinted down the fucking entrance ramp and speared somebody, did a leaping spear, and it was very, very cool the first time he did it.
The Big Show?
Yeah, I believe it was the Big Show. But then they just became so contrived, so forced, they kept doing it, and it's like, they're like, I don't know, they're just like full on panic mode with him, man. And like the commentary made today,
Byron Saxton.
Yep, it was very.
Roman people may Roman, but at the end of the day, they're still making noise.
Yep. very, very Cena reminiscent. And I've been saying for a long time, a lot of people are in denial about, you're crazy if you don't think that Vince views Roman in the exact same context, in the exact same light that he viewed Cena, because he does. He absolutely does. He's not going to relent because people are booing Roman. Cena got hate, obviously not this amount of hate, and it wasn't so obvious with Cena, but like Vince, in Vince's mind, he thinks, Cena persevered and he gets respect now, and he made it this far and he made this company some money, then I can do the exact same thing with Roman Reigns. And I think he fully intends on keeping Roman a face. And, I think maybe even he realizes, like, okay, this is not the guy I should have backed, but it's too late now. And I don't think he entirely realized that. I feel like maybe a part of him realizes that. But either way, I think he feels like he's invested too much in Roman to ever give up on him.
He has. I've talked to you in past conversation. There is so much money, marketing-wise, especially, that was invested in Roman Reigns from the end of 2014 to this point. Vince is too far in. He can't back down from this. He literally can't, or else that's millions of dollars down the drain.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, exactly, dude. That's what I'm saying. His hand is forced at this point. It's like Roman is. They've invested, because if you think about the last 2 years, everything has revolved around Roman Reigns. And that sounds hyperbolic a bit. It sounds like a little bit of an exaggeration, but if you really think about it, it's true. So somebody that has been the centerpiece of their programming, somebody that has been the cornerstone of their show for so long, to just push him to the side after all this, or even give him a lesser role, it just, it feels weird. And I think it's ingrained all of our minds, even though we hate to admit it. Roman, he is a big deal. He's been a stag. He's been made to look like a star, and it's been done in a shitty way. But when you think of the roster, it ranks, at least for me, above everybody else. You know what I mean? Just because of the way that he's been presented, which hasn't been great, but he's been made to look very, very important.
Okay. Well, personally, from my point, I mean, you basically got everything you had to say. When it comes to Roman Reigns, I have nothing really further to say. I have just basically said I will review Roman stuff at this point, say what I liked, say what I didn't, and move on from there. And that's basically what we just did here. So, you want to move on?
Yeah, I'm fine. Well, I can go probably 10 hours bitching about Roman, but yeah, I'm willing to move on.
Okay, up next is something in the back that we got between Sasha and Bayley. And okay, so I had this crazy idea tonight. Like, the way they did things with Bayley, it was really weird. Like, don't tell me I'm far off on this. You have to see where I'm coming from when I say this. It felt like they were in the midst of turning her heel. Even when later in the night, we'll get to it, but she attacked Dana, it felt like that was just frustration coming out of Bayley.
You thought
huh?
You said you felt like they were turning Bayley heel?
Like they were going to, Sasha came up, she was in the main event, Bayley was saying, I wish, and then later in the night, Charlotte was bragging, I'm in the main event, you're left behind, ha 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 ha.
Dude, no way.
I know, but you have to see where I'm coming from there. Like, the frustration builds, and then she just screws Sasha over in the middle of her match. Yeah. I was hoping they wouldn't do that. Like, I was sitting there like, I'm not calling it, but I'm hoping they don't. Please don't.
Well, we always say this, dude. We talk about how if Vince McMahon sees money in somebody from a merchandise standpoint and from a marketing standpoint, that they're going to remain a face for a long time if they're selling well as a face. I think he views Bayley as sort of a female Cena. This is nothing new. We talked about this, but I think
from a merch standpoint.
What'd you say?
From a merchandise standpoint.
Yeah, well, from a merchandise standpoint, it's sort of just being able to be,
relatable to a certain
relatable hero to girls. Because she sort of is like the perennial, girl next door, the young girl. Like that's the vibe they go for. Sort of just like the cute little girl. So I think she's going to remain a face for probably the entirety of her career. But they know that she's money. They know that she's basically a merchandise machine, and they know that she can be a hero and somebody that girls can grow up looking up to. And I think that's very true. And you talk about people that could be the face of the company, and this could sound like I'm just trying to be super progressive, like those fucking 5 fat nerds in the audience tonight chat like women's wrestling. But I think
Yeah,
Bailey,
that annoyed me, and I'm pretty sure I know exactly who those guys were.
you knew the 5
Not
fat
exactly
nerds in
who
Los
they were, but I'm
Angeles.
pretty sure you know who they are too.
Spirit Squad?
No, the boys from Reseda.
The boys from who?
Reseda.
I don't.
PWG, bro.
Um,
PWG fans.
well, sorry guys. Gordon is more of a nerd than I am. Sometimes that shines through. Sometimes it doesn't. I wear a backwards hat. Clearly, I'm not a fucking nerd. Okay, and I'll fucking kick your ass. You ever fucking come here?
Calm down, you want to be Jock.
I digress. I don't wanna be, bro. I'm wearing fucking Volcom. I am a jock. Okay. I shop at fucking Zoomies, bro. I'm a jock. Anywho,
Keep believing that.
you just made the list, dude. You made the list.
I already put you on the list.
Well, I just put you on the list twice.
I put you on the list 3 times.
Don't you fucking dare, Gordon. Don't you fucking dare.
You'll get
But
to
anyway,
that segment later. Okay.
I think the risk of sounding, pseudo progressive here, I think Bailey could be the face of the company. I think she could be the next colorful Fruity Pebbles endorsed face of the company. I think she has that type of appeal. She is just has such like an infectious personality. She's genuine. She's a great human being. I really think she could, do big things for her company from a marketing standpoint. That's all I gotta say about that.
Oh, crap. And see, you know what I forgot to do, too? This will not be up on, I just realized, and I have to say this now, this will not be up on Google Play or iTunes because we rushed to this, and I honestly forgot to put the site up to record this. So that will not be happening this week. Well, not this week, for Raw this week. For SmackDown, I will remember it exactly. Otherwise, that's all you have to say about Bailey? I guess Caleb can't hear me. All right. Well, I'm pretty sure that's all he had to say about Bailey. My personal thoughts. Honestly, I don't know why. It was just my stupid opinion. Like, not stupid opinion, stupid thought. Like, Vince better not turn her heel. This would be the stupidest thing ever. This better lead to Sasha getting really protective over her title, probably giving Bailey a match, and then cheating. And then eventually making it a slow burn heel turn, honestly. Caleb, you there? I can hear you clicking.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
You can hear me now. Okay, what the fuck, dude? My mic was like not working. We are so unprofessional. We're so unprofessional. I'm so embarrassed.
I've usually got this down. I mean, the only things I've messed up tonight have been the intro music, which just did not cooperate with me, and the podcast portion of this.
Dude, I'm taking you down with me, brother. We are unprofessional, not just me. Okay, dude? We, both of us. This is a shared thing. This is me and you. Dude.
Whatever you say, dude.
We are a great team. Honestly, if me and you decided to, we could go to Raw and we could probably be contenders for the tag team championships. That is how thin the tag team division is. This is such a great segue. I really deserve more credit.
Well, see, the segue, sorry, man. You know what the next match is, right?
Did I fuck it up? Is it not the tag team match?
You kind of did fuck it up, bro.
You know?
You want to know who's next?
What was next?
Braun!
That was next?
Yeah.
What the dude, I thought, wow, okay. I thought that was a bad trip or something. That really happened.
Strowman was next against not Adam Cole. This dude was like a wannabe lookalike Adam Cole, honestly.
I think he looked like a Rhett Titus knockoff. I literally thought it was Rhett Titus at first, just like a fatter Rhett Titus. I was like, really? This fucking jabroni's on Raw? But yeah, dude, I don't know I texted you when the match started. I said, "Oh, great, they're back to doing this fucking horse shit where he's just back to squashing jobbers." Like that
See, I
is,
enjoyed it at first. What I would have liked at the end of the match is if he would have power slammed Byron Saxton.
yeah, no, I was totally expecting him to attack Saxon. Because the thing with Saxon too, dude, he's the most tragic character on Raw. I love how every week we get a slight glimpse into the pathetic life of Byron Saxton. Like with
He's gotten this since he came on NXT and started working with Graves.
yeah, exactly. Graves just fucking lets him have it. Like today when he was like, "Look, just because you got jumped in a what do you say? Because you got
Just because you got jumped at your only frat party you've ever been to doesn't mean you're part of the frat.
You're an alumni." Yeah, that was a great line. But yeah, I texted you and I said, this is a huge step backwards because they always, they had just finished this fucking Joe Bear like squashing stint with Strowman. They put him right back in it, but he addressed it at the end and said he wanted real competition, so that's good. And I said this to you. I'm genuinely surprised. He's pretty good on the microphone. He wasn't bad, and I know he's playing a character, and it's a little hokey, a little stupid, but he really, all things considered, was not as bad as I thought he would be. And again, that could just be because I had a very, very low expectations for
And
him.
that might be just working with Bray Wyatt as well.
Yeah, he could have got some residual Bray Wyatt promo abilities. Who knows? But he was certainly not bad by any means. I still think he is. I was gonna say Kali levels of bad in the ring, but then
Oh God, no! He can actually run. Kali
I
can.
was gonna say I remembered how truly bad. It's amazing we forget how fucking bad Kali was in the ring, man. But yeah, he wasn't that bad. I guess time heals all. But yeah. I mean that's all I gotta say about that segment. Really, not much more to it than that.
I mean, it just feels like to me. I actually the last time I might actually complain about this to you was when you were actually here. And I mean, honestly, Braun in this thing looked honestly like he truly just like what's the best way to describe this, to be completely honest? It's like he
Came
okay.
into his own.
No, not came into his own. Like it's like they set like him and Nia both. They separate them and put them in a different universe, dude.
They look like they have a rewards card at Old Country Buffet. I don't know if that's what you were getting at.
No, I mean like they separate them and put them into their own universes, like in the sense like none of the rest of the roster know they exist. Like
Yeah.
jobbers, none of the rest of the roster know that they exist. Like they look at them like, oh, I'm never gonna step up to you, are you?
That's what I was saying with Braun. With Braun, I feel like you always have to bring back, a former legend or a former WWE guy.
This is the perfect time to actually use Big Show, and you know how much I detest the Big Show.
That's what I was going to say. I feel like that's clearly where they're going to go next. Then maybe they did this exact same thing with Rusev. It's the monster heel of the year trajectory. It's Big Show, Mark Henry. Bring back a nostalgic guy. I think if Rhino wasn't with Slater, they would have eventually brought Rhino back. They need a bigger guy.
Dude, Rhino is the perfect feud for him.
Yeah, no, I know. I feel like if he wasn't with Slater, they would have brought Rhino in, but obviously they can't do that. I don't know. I dread the days when him and Big Cass are going to be main eventing Raws, which we are not too far from. But all things considered, right now, I didn't hate him on the mic. I think you're right on with that Big Show feud. I think. If Kane were on Raw, we'd definitely see him against Kane. Because I'm just saying, you need somebody to come back and give him the rub. You're somebody that's established. Big Show's not going to cut it. Giant Gonzalez still alive? Do we know?
Oh my God, I don't think so.
That could work. And honestly, actually, I could see that as more of a mentorship type thing. Let's make Braun Strowman great again, damn it.
Oh my God.
Giant Gonzalez, have him bestow his chloroform cloth to Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman could chloroform Nia Jax.
Oh my God.
Procreate with her. 20 years down the line, Vince McMahon will still be alive. He will have his fucking perfect sports entertainer right in his hands. Well, maybe not 20, but I'm telling you.
Vince is 71. I don't see 91 being that hard to attain for him at the shape that he's in.
I don't see 111 being that hard to attain. I think they say the first human being to live to 200 years old is alive right now. I think that human being is Vince McMahon.
All right. With that being said, this conversation has turned in a whole otherworldly kind of direction.
Yes, it has.
Up next, I don't see it here. I'm just gonna actually put it as next because why not? Funniest segment of the night. We get Kevin Owens and actually no. Before this, we're gonna segue. It was a Rollins promo with Michael Cole. Basically, stuff you'd expect Rollins to say, like, "Oh, I'm no longer like a part of the Authority. They can no longer control me. I'm no longer within their jurisdiction." Stuff like that, and basically called Kevin Owens, like he tried to, he did one key thing in this promo that made him that made this thing an entire success as Michael Cole. You know what that is? He was relatable. He mentioned the bully in school and called Kevin Owens the bully in school. Everybody has a Kevin Owens in their life who's a teacher's pet who can get away with doing stupid stuff and still not get in trouble. Like stuff like that. Like he made it completely relatable to get the children. And I feel like, I don't want to say I feel like this is, targeted toward the children, but I feel like they made a goal. Like it was a bullet point, Seth. You have to be relatable to people to understand, to get them on your side if they're not already on your side. Like I told you earlier, they don't have to try hard with this to get Seth 100% over with people. It's just the fact that they still have to do it.
Yeah. Dude, I felt this promo was like you said, in a way, kind of pretty copy paste, really generic stuff. I think it was useful in the sense of trying to get him to come across, as a babyface, or show the fans that still aren't completely convinced that he is kind of having a change of hearts. He even said in the promo, I've alienated myself from people backstage. I've alienated myself from the fans. It's like he's having this slow realization, epiphany, reconciliation in his mind, where he's like, okay, I fucked up. It's like he had Stockholm syndrome. You know what I mean? When he was with the Authority, they treated him so well. Triple H, Stephanie, they were like his parents. So he got Stockholm syndrome in a way, and he became hypnotized by their spell. And now that they've betrayed him, he is so hurt, and he's finally seeing clearly. And he's seeing that everything Triple H does is bullshit, and he's realizing the error of his ways, and he's realizing that, he's been a bad person, and he knows deep down that he can change. And I'm getting very analytical with this, and I'm probably overdoing it because WWE writing certainly does not go that deep. But no. I like to think that's what we're seeing, and I think it is. I think it's a slow transition. You were saying, which I totally agree with. He does still need that one defining babyface moment to solidify it with, every single.
Yeah, and exactly. And like I said, at Clash of Champions, I told you the fans would love him at the end. I feel like they did, but then I still feel like not everyone is able, and if you can't watch a pay-per-view at this point, I don't even know what to tell you. I mean, finding a legal stream at this point, if you can't get $9.99 and your parents will pay on a credit card and you have the internet, who doesn't these days? But he needs to have that one defining moment that everyone talks about that you've got to see. Like he needs that one amazing match, and he needs to come up short. He needs that underdog moment where it seems like he has it, and boom, it's gone.
Yeah, totally. Like Triple H needs to come fucking screw him again. Dude, I get they're keeping him off TV for a while, probably until fucking football season's over. But
I heard that one too.
No, but that's the thing, because it's like the fans are really hot for Kevin Owens right now. Kevin Owens is hilarious. He's a good bad guy. In today's day and age, people are going to like you if you're a good bad guy and you're funny. If you're a funny bad guy, people are going to like you.
Caleb.
Jericho, Owens, case in point. But so people like Owens.
You set me up for a solid segue, bro.
Well, hold on. But Owens, that wasn't even intended to be a segue. That's how fucking good I am. It just rolls off the cuff like that. But Owens, if you think about it, he really hasn't done enough to Rollins to make the heat that substantial. Like, he pinned him. But if you think about it, people are probably wondering, where the fuck is Triple H? The heat is on Triple H. Stephanie, and they're using Steph. They kind of have Triple H's words going vicariously through Stephanie at this point. You know what I mean? Which I'm confused about because last week she seemed conflicted and she seemed sympathetic with Rollins still. And this week they totally shifted heel. It seems like every time they go for this like half-hearted face turn for Stephanie, they instantly go back on it.
I have a feeling that it may not even be a match. You know what we may need for Seth?
What's that?
We need one of two things. Either way, he's getting the shit kicked out of him. One, for Triple H to come back, and like say Seth has Kevin Owens in the corner, Triple H to come back, or Seth holding a chair like this over him, comes back, Seth fights them both off for a second, and then, say like a low blow or something happens, and Triple H and Kevin Owens just beat the crap out of Seth Rollins for about a good 5 minutes, stalled out Triple H beatdowns, what he's good at, or we can just have Kevin Owens beat him down the lazy way that WWE will probably do it for a little while and put Seth through a barricade or slam him on some stairs or slam him on the floor to the point where like they sell the ribs or something like that.
Yeah, dude, this sounds really far-fetched to be Rollins' babyface moment, and this is like fucking awful fantasy booking 101, I guess, but I guess if there were a way to give Rollins one true big babyface moment, I would say after the SmackDown pay-per-view before Survivor Series, whatever that is. Do they have another pay-per-view after No Mercy before Survivor Series?
Nope.
They don't. It's just right to Survivor Series.
Yep.
Dude, that's like a month and a half.
Yeah. And then Raw's pay-per-view is right after that. So they're going to have, and I think SmackDown will. I think they'll execute a couple TV feuds until then.
Well, because I was going to say, have Rollins, have Dean, if Ambrose gets a one-on-one shot with AJ Styles after Cena goes away.
Cena's going away. And here's the thing. I forgot to ask. For someone who I think may be actually watching this too, I need the clarification. Is Dean for sure gone after No Mercy?
No, that's not confirmed. That's just really speculation. He was going to film another movie, I guess, but there's been no one credible has confirmed that. You know what I mean? Nobody. So we'll see. That's we're gonna have to play by ear. But I was saying, have the club and AJ be beating on Ambrose. Maybe it could even happen at Survivor Series. Have Roman come out. Looks good for a little bit. Club has the numbers advantage. They start controlling. People start getting hyped. They realize now would be a good time for Rollins to come out. Rollins comes out to a huge pop, saves them. They clear the ring. They all back into each other, and they look at Rollins. They all just stare at each other. Rollins rolls out of the ring and goes to the back. It's way too early for a Shield reunion. I'm just saying, just sort of give him that crowning face moment where it's like, okay, this guy's back. He's good. He's not what he used to be. He's seen the error of his ways. Because that's what it should be at the end of the day. It should be a story of redemption for Rollins. It should be a story of, hey, I fucked up. Because in the end of the day, this is the most relatable story for anybody on earth that has done something bad, which is all of us. And we're all the hero of our own story, and we all think we deserve a second chance. This is a story that has been told since the dawn of time that is so simple. It's a man that sees the error in his ways, knows he's screwed up, and, pays the ultimate price for redemption. And in Seth Rollins' case, redemption is saving his friends when they're getting destroyed, or his old friends, and admitting that, yeah, he fucked up because he got, persuaded by the devil himself, and, he bit the apple, whatever other biblical cliche you want to throw out here. I don't know what the fuck's going on with me right now. But I think that'd be a good route to go.
Okay. Well, with that being said, I think we can move on here. And like I said before, that was a beautiful segue because up next is the segment of the night, honestly, in my truest of true opinions, in my heart of hearts. It is Kevin Owens, Chris Jericho, Seth Rollins. Oh, wait, no, Seth was involved in this one. Kevin Owens, Chris Jericho, Seth Rollins. Why do I keep saying Seth Rollins? New Day. Kevin Owens, Jericho, New Day. That was a match.
This was incredibly. I love this. I don't know about you, but I just thought New Day.
Everybody who says the New Day is stale and they're running their course, far from at this point.
Yeah, but you're saying you thought they were stale tonight?
No. I'm saying for anybody who thought they were stale and they were running their course, far from. And I said even the nights that they're not like what they are tonight, they're still solid.
Yeah, no, I know. I think tonight just proved though they're not just resting on their laurels. As Stone Cold would say, Stone Cold Steve Austin, hell yeah. Dean Ambrose, you're resting on your laurels, hell yeah. But Jesus Christ, I hurt my fucking foot. But no, they first of all, Owens and Jericho have so much chemistry with each other. It's like every fucking week, Jericho. I'm buying a fucking Jericho T-shirt. I swear to God, dude. But
you know what? You shouldn't be supporting the heels like Kevin freaking Steen, and you shouldn't be supporting the guys like Chris Jericho who actually try and get heat in this business. You're one of those internet dirt burglars who sit there and tear the heels because you think you're smart to this business.
What? 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 Y'all want to see me give Jimmy Cornette a stunner? Give me a hell yeah.
Oh my God.
Cornette, you need a Steve Weiser, brother. But
the hell, I need a Steve Weiser.
Dude, Jericho was just so good. The inking in man, that going off frame there and coming back in and saying it. Dude, it's like every week he gets better. I have not actually laughed out loud watching wrestling in a very long time, if ever, honestly. I can't remember. And I laughed out loud when Jericho looked at that fan, gave him that dirty look, and then put it on the list. I thought that shit was so fucking funny.
Dude, he gets so irritated with the smart fans who want to cheer the bad guys.
Yeah, and then immediately later on in the show, I had my second moment as a wrestling fan where I laughed out loud where that Susan G. Komen woman held the title belt upside down.
Oh, she held that thing? Yeah. Okay.
No, but we'll get in. It just fucking pisses me off, bro. I am already sick of that Susan G. Komen faction. What did they do to deserve those fucking title belts, bro? Fucking Mark doesn't even know how to fucking hold the title. She's holding it upside down. I fucking hate this monster push these women are getting. They're ruining my precious women's revolution. Fuck these women. They need to be out of this company and they need to relinquish those trios titles. Fucking Marks.
They're doing more than you, dude. They're conquering cancer. Okay, hold on. Let me not.
Whoa, whoa, dude.
Hold on.
Save face right now. Hurry. We're going to have a PR nightmare on our hands. Hurry up.
I am so sorry for that. Caleb, my point being, they are cancer survivors, and they
play the black card. Play the black card. Quick. All right, Black Lives Matter, folks. Moving on.
I can't swim.
There you go. Feel bad for him.
Oh, yeah, by the way, there was another thing about this segment, too. We're going to go over the funny moments, too. We can go over the New Day and Kofi and Xavier and all those saying champions. Kev, you can join, but, no. And it's like, what was the one thing they said?
He said they jumped the shark, which was funny. Kevin,
you guys jumped the shark 6 months ago. He's like, that's funny because we can't even swim.
Yeah, and then they said, and also, Kevin, what are you saying? When's the last time you've jumped over anything? Which was cheap, but it was funny. They made it work.
That was a low blow fat joke.
Yeah, Owens made it good, but then Owens was like, put on the list again. like Owens was great in that segment. He just gets it, No, but
what did he get?
It. But oh my God, that'll never fucking get old. I love that. I say that now. We'll see. We'll be bitter about it in 3 months because we're nerds.
You mean when Jericho's gone?
We're gonna be like, does anyone else agree that Chris Jericho's getting kind of old? Does everyone else agree that Kevin Owens' championship run has been pretty bad? Just the natural progression of a smart. We turn on everything. Anyway, though, yeah, they were both so great. Jericho and Owens worked so great off of each other. I didn't like how they teased the dissension between Jericho and Owens, where Jericho's like, it's not like I'm asking for a title shot from you. I don't think they should even be teasing stuff like that yet. I think it was great. I think Big E is getting very, very good at ad-libbing on the mic and improvising. I still think, though, that Xavier Woods has the most upside out of the New Day. I was saying to Gordon, I hate when people are like, "Oh, so and so is the next Rock," but I say I hate it, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I think Xavier Woods is probably the most close the WWE's come in years to seeing a guy like The Rock, with just the way he is on the mic, how confident he is. He's good. I guess maybe he's more closer to a Jericho. I don't know, but either way, I think he's a great wrestler. His topes are always amazing, but that's what qualifies him as a great wrestler for people like me and Gordon. If you can do
your tope con helos and tope suicidas are on point, you are.
Yep, you're a good wrestler. Amazing psychology, great work rate. But no, he's great. I think he has the most upside. Big E looked good though. I just think if Big E were to ever get pushed, there'd be a lot of resentment. But I don't think the New Day should ever be separated. I think if Big E were to go for the World Heavyweight title, if the New Day went as a unit, like if one of them, this idea has been pitched for 2 years now, if one of them won Money in the Bank, and it was like they all acted like they had Money in the Bank, that'd be fucking great. It would just be like if the New Day
had Money in the Bank.
That is one of my dreams as a wrestling fan, to see the New Day with the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't want them breaking up. I think they are so much better off together than any one of them would be on their own.
You know what's amazing though, dude? Do you think nobody can hate New Day, right?
No, I think there's people who can hate New Day. I know there's a lot of people that hate New Day.
But why? Like I watch Raw with somebody every week, and that person just can't stand it, dude.
Really? Any casual person I watch with really likes New Day. They think they're funny because they bring in the pop culture references and
what was the song they sung tonight? They sung like an old school song tonight.
What'd you say?
They sung a song tonight, like an old school. Xavier sung an old school song.
Yeah, they do whatever the fuck they want, and they get it over, and they saying like throwing hands and stuff, like they can relate to a young audience, and I just they have kind of become very, very gimmicky, like falling back on their catchphrases and whatnot.
That's what you do. We've had this discussion in the past.
Yeah, exactly. Once you become once Vince realizes you're over and you'll be over for life, you literally just become a printing press. You become a living, walking, talking catchphrase, which has kind of happened with the New Day, which is why it was refreshing today that they had some good one-liners and they had good banter with Owens and Jericho. But what segment was after that?
TJP, bro.
Yeah. You weren't huge on this match. I like this match a lot. I think Brian Kendrick. I'll say this. I think it's a bad two people to showcase the cruiserweight division with, because neither Brian Kendrick or TJP are too. I guess I don't want to say high flying, but they're very good workers. But if you want to truly showcase cruiserweights, I think you got to throw a guy like Rich Swann, Cedric Alexander,
handled it. Okay, I'm sorry.
Dorado, some flippy shit. You need some flippy shit, which we got later on. But I love how Kendrick finds very creative ways to be a heel and do very heelish, despicable things. I appreciate that. I thought it was good. What I really do not like is the fucking booking in the cruiserweight division. How it's so lazy. How just to build heat for a championship match, they have the champion lose. That wouldn't be a big deal, but it was a fucking clean, convincing loss. And I know that makes Kendrick look like a threat, but now it makes TJP look like
they kind of had to.
What?
With the hole they dug themselves, they kind of had to make Kendrick look like a threat like this.
Well, I think there's other ways to do it. I think he could have got a count-out victory after doing some sort of maniacal shit to TJP on the outside of the ring. You know what I mean? Like, he could have put his leg in the barrier. He could have trapped him with a chair or something.
I would have trapped him in the stairs, honestly. I would have put his leg in the stairs. Yeah. I would have kicked the stairs like 3 or 4 good times. His leg would have been too hurt to try and pull it out and get back in the ring.
That's what I'm saying. There were ways around this to have Kendrick win.
And you're right about this, too. And if I have to say anything about Kendrick and the maniacal crap he does, standing on TJP's arm on the turnbuckle, I have never seen that before.
Yeah. No, that was really good. And putting his fingers in the fucking turnbuckle, what the fuck called the metal there. That was great. There's just a good attention to detail. They put a good match together there. I appreciate it. Didn't like the ending. I think TJP is going to be the next Rey Mysterio in terms of being over with, the kid audience. I think he's going to be huge with kids. I think he's almost being tailored to be appealing to children. I love TJP, though. I don't love R-Truth trying to infringe on his fucking gimmick by dabbing. I said this to you earlier. I think this is...
Dude, there are 3 people on the roster who dab now. R-Truth, I guess. TJP and Enzo Amore.
Yeah, so I think what we're
Kofi
looking at is a dabbing faction here with Enzo, R-Truth, and TJ. The Nation 2.0, Cam Newton debut. I could see it. I could really see it. Grudge match, Cam Newton versus Peyton Manning, WrestleMania. Peyton Manning's not doing much anymore. Papa John could be the special guest ref. It'd be really good. Appeal. No, that's all I got to say about that segment. I actually got to grab some water.
All right, dude.
I'll be right back. I'll BRB, folks.
All right, well, we can move on here.
I'm going to spit it like Triple H when I get back.
Oh, my Jesus. Okay. So, we'll move on here, and actually, we'll get to this now. Kevin Owens, Chris Jericho, The New Day. Kofi can't wrestle because he has 9 staples in his head from last week's match against the Club. And this, honestly, I wanted Jericho and KO to win here. If there was any team that I thought had the credibility and was used properly enough to do this, it was Jericho and KO.
Behold, the King of Kings. It's all about the game. Finally, the Caleb has come back. But no, dude, I think they didn't win solely just because they're planning on putting these titles on Cesaro and Sheamus, which I like Cesaro and Sheamus. I actually really like this dynamic. It's really reminiscent of Team Hell No, which is one of my favorite.
And I know that's what they're going for.
Wrestling storylines. Well, I feel like that's the reason that you're having a hard time hopping on board with it, because it feels like it's a cheap second-rate knockoff. You know what I mean?
I'm not even a fan of the original Team Hell No, dude.
What? You didn't like Team Hell No?
Dude, I took Daniel Bryan, and this might just be the nerd in me coming out. I took Daniel Bryan as this serious, I'm going to kick your head in type of guy. And to see him doing all this clown crap with Dr. Shelby and all this hug it out garbage with Kane, I just didn't dig it whatsoever.
Dude, I think if it wasn't for that, he wouldn't have gotten as over the fans. I think that was a great way for him to show that he had charisma and show people backstage he had charisma and, was more than just, one of those interchangeable indie guys. But, no, it would have been nice to see KO and Jericho win. It was a little awkward how Rollins came out. He got a good pop. He got a nice pop when he came out tonight, which I appreciate. But then he just kind of sat there for like 10 minutes, which was a little weird. I thought when he came out that would lead to some interference and New Day would pick up the win immediately, but that did not happen. He came down, acted like he was going to attack Jericho. Big E botched a big ending, or had trouble getting Jericho on his shoulders, and then what's the name of the New Day's finisher?
Midnight Express or something like that?
Yeah, they hit the Midnight Express. That was the match. I think they missed an opportunity there, too, which would have been a good babyface moment, to have the captain of the New Day come back and have a celebrating moment with them and kind of...
He kind of did after the match. There was a gif on Twitter of him high-fiving the New Day.
Yeah, I know. They cut that out, though. They cut that out like halfway through, and I think that was a bad move.
I know. They should have let the Cat celebrate.
What'd you say?
They should have let Cat celebrate.
That's what I'm saying. It's been a while. Since October of last year, actually.
Oh, and dude, you know Up, Up, Down, Down when Seth is still playing, like if it's Madden or if it's whatever. Like, what do you call it? Biggie and Kobe still refer to Seth as our Cat.
Yeah, I know. Because they're all good friends backstage. I think Baker and Seth are good friends. Yeah, I like this. I guess it was a good way to get Jericho and KO out of the tag team scene for the time being. I think that'd be really cool if Jericho won the tag titles and then drop them to Cesaro and Sheamus. I was kind of hoping that's the route they go, because you got to think they're going to put these belts on Cesaro and Sheamus, and I'm not necessarily opposed to Cesaro holding a belt, and I don't mind Sheamus right now as a heel. Another thing this is reminiscent of is Miz and Mizdow. It's like they're borrowing the elements from those two stints that got those over, and they're applying it to these two. The thing is, where it should feel used up and worn out, it doesn't. It's not that bad. I'm finding that I enjoy it. So I'll see. We'll see how this one goes. What was after this though?
After this was Cesaro and Sheamus. They were finally late to the building. They were arguing, and then Foley comes in and excuse me while I do my best. After they start arguing, you're gonna be a tag team because Stephanie berated me last week. And I love you, and you're both good. You're both great, and you're gonna win. You're gonna do this for me. Not for you because you want gold, but for me because I'm a psycho, and I can't hear out of one of my ears because I don't have it.
Listen, Claudio, I was jacking off into Mr. Sacco watching your old ROH footage. Claudio, you have such an impressive work rate. Me and Dewey, we both double climax to your old PWG shit. That's literally every fucking week.
And Sheamus, I watched you on ECW. I watched you high cross guys out of the ring. I watched how dominant you were. I watched your first world title reign, even though Cena slipping might have been a mistake. We don't know.
Dude, it's just like I get what he's trying to convey. He's trying to convey that he's a very passionate guy and that he's the, where Stephanie is the unfair, business-oriented woman. He is the fair, well-meaning, pure wrestling general manager. And
I love how no one bothers Stephanie. Everyone's like, let's go to Mick.
Mick has just been so cringeworthy, dude.
He has.
It's like there's a time to use passion and there's a time not to. And it's like these are almost, for me, almost like ruining his classic promos. Like King Dewey's still great, but it's like the passion he brought there for them saying that he should beat the shit out of his like young child, and then he's applying that exact same passion and using that exact same tone of promo in a promo about how Sheamus is a good wrestler. It's like, what the fuck? What are you doing? Like, relax, buddy.
When these Raws come out of the network, I have one thing I have to say about these promos. They need to be deleted.
Delete.
Mick Foley, and not even just to say it now, like it kind of fits into the sentence. Mick Foley in 2016 in wrestling as an authority figure is obsolete. It just doesn't work.
Dude, I want to touch on one single thing from Bound for Glory.
We can do that at the end.
I literally just want to say King Maxwell. That kid's fucking adorable. He was literally doing the obsolete chant. It amazes me how fucking calm that kid stays through all.
Like where he never cries anything.
Yeah, like these fucking scary people are attacking his dad, and he just like you never see tears drip from his vessel. It's crazy. It is crazy. He has a strong vessel. He really does.
Exactly.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm just gonna say this much when it comes to the kind of situation here. Sheamus and Cesaro, I'm sorry. I'm not digging this. I mean, the arguing in matches, like, I think the only thing that really got this over, that gets this over, is they do awesome things after arguing, which I feel eventually is gonna get old. To be completely honest with you, and I feel like I'm also not digging this because I'm bitter that Cesaro can't. That this is for a championship opportunity. Even for the U.S. Championship, it might have felt like the reset button was hit on Cesaro, but it's better than anything he's done in the last 3 years. Well, not 3, because he won a tag title with Tyson Kidd.
Yeah,
that was still fun.
That fucking shit. But dude, I missed that shit. Dude, I don't know. I liked the little backstage scene where he was rolling up in the car, like where they were getting out of the car. I thought that was funny. I think their banter's good, and I think this is the most character Cesaro has shown in a very long time. Like even with the fans, even the shit they do where they're trying to one up each other to the ring. I think he's shown a lot of character. I think this is really good for Cesaro, and I think Sheamus is really working hard to make this work too. With the Miz and Mizdow going on the turnbuckle, and puts his arms up. One gets cheered, one gets booed. I don't know. I'm
that's
willing.
funny when you're watching it.
What'd you say?
I said that's funny when you're watching it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, it hasn't been. I suppose it hasn't been amazing, but I'm still willing to see where it goes. You know what I mean? It hasn't been bad enough to turn me off. It hasn't been great enough to make me be like, wow, I fucking love this, but I'm certainly willing to keep going with it.
Well, Sheamus and Cesaro in their match, which was next, go through 2 job boys, and I mean that's basically like the highlight of this match, other than them arguing, was when Sheamus was getting ready to put the clover leaf on one of these guys. Cesaro jumped off his back and flying DDT'd the other one.
Yeah, a little bit of a botch there, but still look good. These Joe Bears sold it pretty well. The gimmick they're going with for the ring is, you know, they're kind of feeding off each other's anger with each other. You know what I mean? Like they piss each other off, and that makes them want to like one up the other one. It's like this theme of like one-upsmanship. These 2 brutes that were so even in the ring that they drew or it was a draw in a best of 7 series, are now trying to prove their dominance while fighting other people. I think it works for now. The question is, how long does it work? We'll see. Time will tell. Other than that, I got really nothing to say on that.
All right.
All I got to say on that, Jenai.
I'm sorry that we have to talk about this. And I know somebody watching is probably going to be really mad at me for even going here. But Sami Zayn was next in the program.
Someone watched? Would that someone happen to be yours truly?
Oh, I thought you were going somewhere with that.
Okay. No, it's no secret. Sami Zayn is my boy. But I love Sami. Don't like Titus. Gordon and I actually had a counter for, you know how factories will have the days without injuries counter. Well, we had a days without a Titus O'Neil appearance counter. And we were good. We were about, I think it was a good 4 weeks without, about as long as I had watched Raw live.
Actually, it was about a solid 3 weeks without Titus.
Yeah, I wonder if that's a coincidence that I watched live those 3 weeks, and then instantly the week that he's back, I didn't tune in live. I'm no expert. I'm no statistician, but I think there's some correlation there. But yeah, so as much as I love Sami, as much as I love to see him get some TV time, I was really worried he was about to lose to the what's his gimmick now?
He's basically a walking concession line. He's a walking concession line of clothing items.
Yeah, it was really weird.
Just stupid all around. Let me just put it like this: Sami Zayn wins. Helluva Kick. LA digging Sami. I'm glad, because you can really see the difference of when he's feeling it. When his theme song is being sung down to the ring, like you could tell he was feeling it tonight. And it's nice like this. It just makes me feel like Sami Zayn is being wasted because you have nothing to do with him.
Yep.
It's gonna really become like super. It's gonna feel like how people feel in a sense about Dean Ambrose, where they say, "Oh, he's really good when he's with Rollins, facing Rollins or whatever," and then otherwise everything is, it's good, it's okay, or it's meh.
Yeah, I've said this. I said it about Ambrose. I said it with Sami Zayn. For these guys, it's either their main event or they're nothing. They are main event talents, and it's like whether it be that when they're not the main event, they're not motivated to put on a show. I don't think that's the case with Sami because he always works well, but it's just these are guys that are best. It's mutually beneficial. Your company's going to make money, and they're going to do well when they're in the main event. Sami is somebody where I could believably see the WWE title being put on him. He's been booked pretty good, convincingly enough to be in contention for the title. I think obviously there will be an Owen Zayn program for the title.
It's not right like it.
Maybe Royal Rumble time, that'll be the main event. I would love that. I just, as a huge Sami Zayn fan, it's somebody that sees his upside, kind of having that underdog appeal of Daniel Bryan or somebody that could reach those levels of overness, it really, really bothers me to see him being wasted in the way that he is. And I don't want to say wasted. It's 1 week, but it's like he needs a program. You know what?
Let's
you know
be,
what I mean?
be real
You know what
about it.
bothers me? It's like we've seen it a million times, but guess what? It's been great every time. Neville doesn't have a program. Put fucking Zayn and Neville together. Give them a match on the pay-per-view where you're going to have fucking probably Darren Young versus Titus O'Neil. Like, give them a match. Let them put on a great match. Just let them do something. Let them rehash some sort of, old NXT rivalry. Just let these two guys that are so talented that you're not using for whatever reason, Neville, who you could be using on the Cruiserweight division, you choose not to use these fucking guys that are money and are two of the best wrestlers and performers in the world. You're sitting on money with them when they could at least be in a feud with each other and put on a great match. I don't get it. I really don't get it.
I don't really want, now that I'm thinking about it, and I know you only want it for one specific feud at this point in time, I don't want Neville in the Cruiserweight division. And I'll explain that for a couple of reasons. One, I mean, they don't get treated right. Two,
yeah, you're gonna say exactly what I would say, and I agree with you.
Two, they don't get time. And three, I mean, the booking, like you said earlier, is just it's not right. And and this is probably the biggest problem I have with the Cruiserweight division, because I think I've been the biggest critic of this. Like, the best match they had was week 1. They can't go balls to the walls, and if they can't go balls to the walls, it feels like it's main event. Like you said about Ambrose and Zayn, it's like it's main event or nothing. It's go all out or don't, because at this point the fans are just thinking, wow, these guys are just flips and shit. Like, it's nothing really more than that.
Yeah, the Cruiserweight gets this label of like these guys. The guys that are Cruiserweights now, that's what they are. It's like WCW. They'll never be main eventers, which is shitty. And I think I'd like to think that's why Neville's not in there, because they see more upside than just a Cruiserweight guy. But if that's really the mentality backstage, that he's just not just a Cruiserweight guy, then the Cruiserweight division is doomed, because that means that they're viewing this division as sort of something that is B tier, second rate, lesser than the main roster.
Caleb, let me ask you something.
What's up, brother?
The Cruiserweights in WCW, do you know what they were best known for?
Their amazing high-flying lucha things, as Kalisto would say.
No, well, kind of, a little bit. You're kind of, sort of right.
Well, they just put on amazing matches.
Lucha things. Yeah, that's the thing. They put on amazing matches in a short span of time. So in the eyes of Vince McMahon, WCW did it.
For that style, that's what it should be. To avoid injury and to just get the most out of it, it should be short matches, because matches like that with a ton of spots, that wears thin. And if there's long matches with a lot of long, drawn-out spots like that, those spots don't seem as special anymore. So, yeah, put them in short. You could even squeeze in 3 Cruiserweight matches then. Have a whole hour dedicated to Cruiserweights. How about that on your fucking 3-hour bloated show that you don't need?
Need time for Nia Jax and Braun Strowman to just squash random people.
And they didn't even have Nia on the show this week. It's like you had 2 you had a Seth Rollins interview when he appeared on the show, and he said in that interview that he wasn't going to be on the show. It's almost like that was their backup plan, right? And I think it's good they aired it because it was good, but it's like you clearly have time to pencil in.
Well, he said I shouldn't be on. They said, doctor said I shouldn't show up, but I'm going to.
I thought he said, I should be at Raw. That's why I'm not on Raw. Whatever. I don't know. That's beside the point. So it's like, if they think that for Neville, though, if they think that he's beyond that, why does he not had a Raw program? And why is he only being featured on Superstars and on Main Event?
He won a match on Superstars last week, and so did Sammy against Jinder Mahal.
Yeah, it's don't hinder Jinder. This is the new 2-Suite. All the smarks are doing it. Oh. You start like this. You say, don't hinder Jinder. Then you scissor. You scissor like that. Don't hinder Jinder, bro. Forget
that. We spent way too much time through Sami Zayn and Titus O'Neil and just
just move on, because it just fucking pisses me off. It's not gonna matter. We just sound like bitter fucking smarks. So just move on.
Up next, oh god, it's a fucking 3-hour show. Rich Swann versus Tony Nese, the bright spot of my night. Kind of, sort of, a little bit. So, Caleb, can you hear me? And his internet might be going out. Crap. Hold on, guys. Messaging him. Okay. Okay, so Rich Swann and Tony Nese. Let me explain this here. Okay, from my point of view, this is where things get a little okay. So, for no one who knows, I love Rich Swann to death. Okay, Rich Swann is like my favorite cruiserweight there is. In the CWC, I wanted him to win the CWC. And this was a short match with Tony Nese, and Tony Nese last week, put on the quality match, and I'm at least asking for at least 12 to 13 minutes every week for these little cruiserweight matches because I feel like they don't showcase as much as they should, and then they're just showing off a few parts of their moveset, and then at some point it's going to start to get old to some of these guys. It's going to get old, and it's going to get old quick. And I know they're going to debut new guys, and you're not going to see their entire movesets for a while, but when you do, you have to start doing something different, like triple threats, 4-ways, six-way cruiserweight matches, one-on-ones with different guys. Like, this was different this week, yes, but at the same time, it comes off to me like I love Rich Swann to death, but we can't just. You have to either not put him on TV, or you have to put him on TV in a spot where he could showcase more moves because people are just going to think, Rich Swann's pretty cool, but he's not that good. And I don't think people will really dive into it to analyze it like that much, but people are just going to start to get bored with the cruiserweights. Like, when I'm sitting there watching Raw with the person I watch Raw with on a weekly basis, I try to, get in and watch the cruiserweights, and it's just like, nah, and then as I think about it, I'm thinking, like, oh, this is going to be great. And then it's not really all that great. Like, Tony Nese, amazing cruiserweight. Rich Swann, amazing cruiserweight. Like, Tony Nese, the premier athlete. This man is literally cruiserweight Cesaro, does everything Cesaro does. I'm pretty sure I'm speaking Caleb's words at this point in time. But to have it said completely, I don't even know what happened to Caleb. I don't even know where this dude even went. He might be checking modem or something. I don't know because I couldn't hear him. He couldn't hear me. But I'll say this much right now.
Dude, can you? All right, is this fucking working?
Yes.
Oh my god, I am so sorry. This laptop is a piece of shit. Oh my god, we need to buy those microphones pronto. Let's start a Kickstarter right now. GoFundMe, DIY, wrestling podcast. Gordon, I need microphones. GoFund. Start a Kickstarter.
Okay.
What were you talking about though?
I was just sitting here. I went on a bit of a cruiserweight tirade. Like, it's not even really tirade. I'm just sitting here like peacefully, like trying to piece it together for myself. I'm like, okay, so at this point I'm sitting there saying like guys like Rich Swann are amazing to me, but the fans see him, and like I have no problem with Rich Swann being on TV every fucking week. I have no problem with it personally, but here is the problem though. If they keep putting him on in these short little matches where they see the same crap, it's not fun anymore. It's not exciting. Oh God, I almost said fun to watch. I almost used a Michael Cole term or just degraded him entirely. It's not what it should be. It's not exciting. It's not it's not what cruiserweight action should be. The pure on the edge of your seat exciting action.
Yeah, dude. It's like they haven't let Rich Swann truly show like himself, and the thing like he would be the most over fucking guy. Like he's doing a little bit of the dancing, a little bit of the shit that got him over, but I think I don't know. It was so great in NXT in the Cruiserweight Classic as the can you handle the chance the All Night Swan. Like he has a great presentation, but it's just like on the main roster they look at him and they're like, what? Why would we? It's on the main roster. It's viewed as more like campy and sort of Brodus Clay-esque with the dancing. You know what I mean? I feel like people make the assumption if you're on WWE TV dancing. And if you're black, especially, you're destined for failure. I feel like a lot of people don't get it. Tony Nese, on the other hand, I don't watch Evolve really. I was not familiar with Tony Nese before the Cruiserweight Classic. I watched him. you knew I instantly fell in love. I was super impressed. I was really sad when it was announced he was re-signed with Evolve.
I got really butthurt when he lost to Kendrick. I thought that was a match that he should have won.
Yes, and they did the right thing today by having him win. I'm super happy about that. I'm just when I saw him last week with Gulak too, and apparently Gulak was supposed to be a trainer at the Performance Center. They were going to hire him in some capacity to be a trainer, and they decided, let's just have him be an enhancement talent in the cruiserweight division, or I think that's great too. I love both those guys. They both are standouts to me in the Cruiserweight Classic. But Nice, I think Nice caught Vince's eyes, or I hope he did, if he has any sort of, if he even gives a shit about the Cruiserweight division. I love Nice. Dude, it's like somebody made this analogy, and I think it's perfect. It's like it's like that asshole on WWE 2K16 that gave his Caw a 99 rating in every single category.
Oh, you mean that person you play in every match?
Yeah. Like in every single category, made a 99 overall. He's incredible. I said to Gordon, his mic work is abysmal. It's terrible. He could definitely use some work in the Performance Center, which I think he's going to do.
He's done for NXT, right?
He has good in-ring charisma, and he was really good at copying. I thought it was really good how he copied Rich Swann's dancing, but I think he's going to get over huge. The fans pop for him big in LA. First half of the match I thought was really good. I think they both got a lot of, good offense in. And then the second half really slowed down. But all in all, I think that was a great match. I'm glad Tony Nese picked up the win. I think he needed that. And I think Rich Swann, you keep having him losing. You build this lovable underdog dynamic with him, which is this is what I said they should have done at the beginning. They should have treated the Cruiserweights separate from Raw, like they were their own show. Establish stars like you were booking a big television show. Have your underdog, have your big bad heel, Brian Kendrick, have your John Cena-esque face champion, TJ Perkins, have all these interesting dynamics within the confines of the Cruiserweight division. It shouldn't even be treated as if it's just, a part of Raw. It should be treated like its own entity.
Well, I want to see, that's the thing.
And I like how they're doing that.
Yeah, they're treating it like its own entity, but they're not giving a shit like it's its own entity. Like, okay, like you remember when you see Neville, Zayn, and oh wait, you started watching NXT after the Fatal 4-Way thing, right?
No, I watched before the takeover before the Fatal 4-Way, or the Fatal 4-Way was my first NXT takeover.
Okay.
I watched live at least.
You remember when the first little sample they gave to Raw from NXT was Neville, Zayn, Breeze, Kid?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what they gave that away on Raw. Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically what they're doing with the Cruiserweights on a week-to-week basis, and it's becoming to the point where it's coming to the point where it just seems like you're kind of on Raw, but you're not really on Raw. Like, when I look at the Cruiserweights every week, I just feel like you guys are not a part of Raw. You're just privileged because Triple H loves you guys and he wants you to succeed in your own capacity that Vince will let you succeed at this pace and at this point on Raw.
Dude, the thing is, it's such a self-fulfilling prophecy, dude, with smart or internet fans. It's like if something is doomed for failure, or if that's the general consensus, no matter how well it goes over, it's like, well, if it goes over really well, people admit it, but if it's like kind of good, not really bad, but just not like amazing, people are like, yeah, this is gonna fail. It's like, well, this is the third week or fourth week, whatever week it is with the Cruiserweights. Give it some fucking time. Like, who knows? Everything at this point is speculation. I'll admit it doesn't seem like they're going down a great path, but I don't think this thing is fucked beyond repair. It hasn't even gotten going yet. Give it some time.
Well, let me ask you a question, Caleb. Do you know who seems like the smartest man on the face of the planet right now?
Do I know who what?
Seems like the smartest man on the face of the planet right now.
Who seems like the smartest man on the face of the planet right now?
For his decision.
What? For
his decision that he decided to make.
Would that be Kota Ibushi?
Fucking exactly.
I don't know. I don't think it would have hurt him to go.
But dude, you know Ibushi's motto. Like, I want to go where I can go to have the best matches possible. I don't want to repeat the same match. And honestly, that's the best way I can put this. The Cruiserweights right now that we're seeing, like Rich Swann, the last, I don't know how many weeks that he's been on Raw, 3 or 4 weeks, he has repeated. Whether he's in the ring with 3 other guys, 2 other guys, or 1 other guy, he's repeating the same match over and over. And I feel like people are going to be like, okay, yeah, Rich Swann, do your dance and do this, that, lose or win or whatever.
Yeah, it's getting redundant. The matches are, because they're being told they have to wrestle in that way. They're being told that it has to be watered down.
And that's not what Ibushi wants. And Ibushi's seen.
No, okay, I agree with you, but I'm saying let's play it by ear here, see how it goes. And the thing is, my point is, if everyone is saying this thing is doomed for failure and not even giving it a chance, then yeah, it's fucked. And I don't like the prospect of that, because I really like the cruiserweights. I love the wrestling they do.
See, I loved it the first week, though. You know why I loved it the first week?
Why?
Because it was a sample of what's to come. Like, I'm like, okay, they didn't want to go full out balls to the walls, but this was amazing for what it was in week 1, and it's a sample of what's to come. Then week 2.
Yeah, it's week 4, so let's just see how it goes from here. I don't think anyone should be dismissive or make any true claims about the division yet, because it hasn't even gotten off the runway yet. So.
Well, if you really want to give somebody a favorite, then what I'm saying is give somebody 10, 15, give somebody at least a solid 10 to 15 on Raw. Let a fan really see their moveset and really fall in love with them.
Yeah, well, dude,
they're not known for mic work, dude. Like, you don't work in the Raw system being known for mic work. Guys like Rey Mysterio and all that crap, they never talk about, in the Cruiserweight division, Mysterio, Malenko, Guerrero, Jericho, they never talk about how good they were on the mic, probably Jericho being the only literal exception to that rule. They talk about how good they were in the ring. I don't think Rich Swann doing 2 flips, a kick, and a roll-up is really going to show people how good he is.
Okay, yes, but the point is Vince doesn't like that style on WWE TV. For whatever reason that is, I don't know. He doesn't like it, so that's not going to happen. They're going to have to adapt, and they're going to have to make it work. They can still do some crazy shit, but it just won't be able to be as crazy.
But I don't get it, dude. Like, when
I agree with you in the sense that it's almost like Vince doesn't want them to up the main performers, because he knows that if these guys start putting on amazing matches, people are going to care more about them than they'll care about the main roster guys. I agree with you there, if that's what you're getting at in a way. I feel like that could be true. We'll see.
No, I feel like the more that they have to wrestle like this, people are going to start to give a shit less.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I feel like Vince doesn't want them to.
Yeah, but then a division that you just wasted so much time and investment in is going to become a failure, and you have about a solid how many guys signed from Evolve that are not going to be on Raw.
Dude, you got to view it too as this, to Vince, it could be filler, and this is just a wild assumption to make, but the Cruiserweight division could really just be filler for Vince. Like, he's like, okay, I got a 3-hour show, I eliminated some of my roster, I got time for the Cruiserweights. Bring on the Cruiserweights. So, I don't know. We'll see. Let's just...
And this is why things like this are best fit for SmackDown.
Oh, I agree 100%. It would have been way better on SmackDown. I think SmackDown should have its own Cruiserweight division. But
they said if it was a success on Raw, there was a total possibility, because they have enough guys for it, apparently.
Or, extend NXT to 2 hours and just put these guys on NXT. I don't know why
Little rumor, dude.
What?
There's a rumor going around that Triple H is going to have a mid-card belt in 2017 for NXT.
I don't think NXT needs a mid-card belt, but okay.
They have so many indie talents at this point, and some of the guys from the CWC that are there now, I think it's...
I think
it's kind of about time.
I mean, there's that rumor they're going to do the Royal Rumble. I think they should institute Money in the Bank for NXT. Then they should follow suit with all the big main roster gimmicks. Like, if they're going to do that, instead of a mid-card title belt, do a Money in the Bank for NXT. I think that'd be interesting. That'd also be a way to get 7 or 8 guys in a ladder match, in a high-profile match on a pay-per-view, and you have a huge influx of talent. I think that would be a good idea.
Well, we can. We're gonna get into this at the end, because we've been going for a while here, and and this is my fault. This one was my fault because I needed to get that Cruiserweight thing off my chest.
Yeah, I was trying to kind of get us to move on from that. I like how we kind of have these like moments of clarity and epiphanies about our podcasting live on air. We're making it obvious this is a work in progress.
Dude, I knew people like this kind of stuff, dude. If we can just keep touching on it and keep going back and forth and just like
but I mean we got to move on from that for the time being, just because we don't. At the end of the day, we don't fucking know. We'll see. We'll see.
All right. Well, before we get to the main event, there were 2 things that happened. We see Seth Rollins in the back, and up comes Stephanie McMahon, and he basically, for once, Stephanie said she had lady balls. For once, Stephanie had her lady balls cut off.
Yeah,
For once, she had a verbal comeuppance.
Well, it's because I think Rollins is giving it to her on a daily basis. Well, Triple H is in Orlando. I don't know. I think Seth Rollins is layeth the pipeth down on her trash bag hoe ass. Dead ass though, dude. There is like so much sexual tension between these two. like this is worse than when there was like fucking sexual tension between Shane and Steph, which I swear to God there was, dude. It was weird. Like Linda had taken Shane and Vince had taken Steph, and these two had not seen each other since they were children, and they were like, whoa, like it was weird. Like these two looked like they wanted to fuck, and I'm getting the same sort of vibes with Seth and Steph, and I'm gonna write a fan fiction, and I'm gonna rub one out tonight to the thought of the architect laying it down on Stephanie Lady Balls McMahon. I'm gonna incorporate that. She's gonna be a tranny in my fanfic.
The couple lines that really stood out here from Rollins to me, like you said, there are moments of clarity, but the two things he said were, the two things he said here were, you can no longer control me. For one, I'm gonna make your life living hell. And he said, you know what, marrying you was not marrying you. I just kind of ruined it. He's like, you know what, Triple H made the second biggest mistake in his life, and he screwed me over. And you know what the first one was? She bid. She's like, okay, what was it, Seth? Marrying you.
Yeah, see, she even tried to demean him there though by saying like, sure, I'll take your bait, Seth. What is it? Like almost to say like, I don't give a fuck what you're about to say. Like it's like, shut up. You had help in writing this script. Why are you doing this, you fucking cunt? Like, and then for once, look weak. I would love to see a program between her and Roman, because I genuinely do not know who would come out on top of it.
Well, dude, Roman's bitter on me. So, and she called it the next night.
They could do a 3-hour Raw of just those two having like an arm wrestling match. Like I don't know how the fuck that would end. But yeah, dude, it was good. I think stuff like that solidifies Seth as a face. But it's like what I said earlier. Why, last week Stephanie was conflicted, and she seemed like she still had some sort of allegiance to Seth. And it's like every time they think they're gonna turn her face, they just go 2 steps backwards and fucking decide nah, she's gonna stay heel.
I don't think it's something that we can really criticize and judge, because this is just the way Stephanie McMahon is.
I know, but it's like they just throw away so many storylines with her. I don't really give a shit because I fucking hate Stephanie. Just wish she wasn't on TV. But I don't know. But
we hate the authority. It's not just Triple H. It's mainly Stephanie.
I never mind when Triple H is on TV because he's a dick and he's a good bad guy boss. And that just might be absence making the heart grow fonder. But I think just Triple H and no Stephanie, I wouldn't mind, because Triple H can be made to look like an idiot sometimes. He can lay down, which I never thought I'd say, but he can look.
Brie Bella made Triple H take a bump.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He learned that from Vince, which Stephanie never learned. Sometimes, Vince was never afraid to make himself look like an idiot. And even when he wanted Roman to be over, he came back and he was like, I'm going to make myself look like a dumbass. I'm going to make people hate me.
Bumped for Roman.
Yeah, and I'm going to get my ass kicked.
Man, bumped for Roman.
Yeah, and it didn't work, but he tried. Triple H realized that, and Stephanie used to realize that. But, dude, when Stephanie walked away, after Rollins said that fucking line about, marrying Triple H was the worst, second worst choice of your life, she was I think she got a little horny, bro. She was licking her lips, playing with her hair. She's like, oh, fuck. Maybe I did make the wrong choice. I'm telling you, dude, we're going to have a live sex celebration, one of these Raws, between Seth and Stephanie.
I ain't touching it. I'm not touching it. Nope.
I don't know. How small must Triple H's cock be if she's sleeping with Seth Rollins on the low? If she's craving more of Seth Rollins' 3-inch dick, which is confirmed, people. Do a Google search. It's really nothing to write home about.
Main event time.
We've all seen it, okay? Don't act like we all haven't fucking seen it.
Main event time.
Okay. So yeah, there was that backstage kerfuffle. I've never used the word kerfuffle before, so that felt good. It was liberating. But with basically Bayley was there, and Charlotte had some cringe-worthy delivery here. She's like, "Well, well, well, if it isn't everyone's
Dora the Explorer.
favorite hugger, Dora the Explorer," and then the camera panned over, and I'm not gonna lie, she did look a lot like Dora the Explorer. I thought that was pretty funny. That
Dude,
was
if they would
clever.
have had a Bailey book bag on and they would have just made one of those, I would have died.
Yeah, she needs a boots. She needs like a little sidekick. Bring Hornswoggle back. Put him in a little monkey costume. Have him be her boots, and then you could have, I don't know, maybe Kevin Owens be Swiper. I don't know. Swiper's a great heel. That'll be a separate podcast.
Dude,
He
you
ranks
know
up
who the
there.
greatest heel of all time is?
Swiper easily.
No, Tom from Tom and Jerry, dude. Him and Jerry had a fucking blood feud.
Yeah. Elmer Fudd too, dude. Talk about somebody that wasn't afraid to make himself look like an idiot. He wasn't a cowardly heel, which I love too. He tried. You know what I mean? He jobbed out, but he looked good. And he kind of had a Ziggler thing going on, Elmer Fudd. You know what I mean? He looked so good in defeat.
That you couldn't resist it.
Yeah, he put Bugs over so big that it's like, he was pigeonholed into that spot. So one of the greats, probably Hall of Fame class this year. But yeah, so then Dana, this I thought was weird. Charlotte walks away and Dana stays behind.
Like, come on, Dana. And
Yeah,
Dana
and it almost seems like Dana's going to be like, don't worry about her. Or he's going to say something like, something that a face would say, because I don't know why she had to wait for Charlotte not to be there. And then I was thinking, okay, maybe she's going to pat her on the head. But then she said some stupid line that was like just totally unneeded, and that she could have just said if Charlotte was standing right there, and it almost would have been better if Charlotte was standing there.
she patted her on the head after that.
Yeah, no, I know, but I think that would have been good if she had just pat her on the head and didn't say anything. But she did, and it was really weird. And then I thought this was cool though. Dana seemed really scary. She grabbed her by the shirt collar, was like, "Don't touch me," and then Bayley fucking tossed her into the barricade. I thought that was good, and that showed that Bayley has a little bit of an edge. I liked that.
I got scared of Bayley for a minute.
What'd you say?
I got scared of Bayley for
Yeah,
a minute.
yeah.
I got scared of both of them for a minute. Like when Dana did them, oh
It
shit.
was like, oh yeah, what is she capable of? So yeah, that was cool. And then moving on to the match itself, it was a good start. Went to commercial break, came
Oh
back.
my god, that pissed me off, dude. Like in real time watching that, they went to commercial at 10:56.
Yeah. I didn't watch it live. What was the run over this week? What'd they go to?
They went 11:08.
Oh, it's not that bad.
They started at 10:50. They literally went from commercial, came back to the entrances and the formal introductions, and then commercial.
I wish this match was a bit longer. That's my only gripe because it was good.
My same thing here. Like the way they looked like they were gonna start it. I appreciate the video package, by the way, but
Yeah, it's good.
I was like, wow. Even when you give the women the main event, you kind of disrespect them and give them a solid 12 minutes. When you give Roman Reigns on a weekly main event, on an average time for a Roman Reigns main event, you give him 20, 15.
I think they just ran out of time with a lot of the segments they had. Like I bet the Jericho New Day segment went over a little bit. Maybe the Kutcher Masterson. They had a lot of just backstage promo segments. So I'm sure a lot of time got eaten up. They squeezed a lot of stuff from the show this week. That's probably why they had to take the commercial break so late. But no, it was good. I don't know why I didn't expect Sasha to win. Because
I wasn't counting anything out, to be completely honest.
Yeah, like I said, I get what they're trying to do with this gimmick with Charlotte. They want her to be like Daddy, you know what I mean? They want her to have a ton of title reigns. They want her to, be like her dad. I feel like that's what they're going for. So I can see them creating this sort of thing where Sasha and Charlotte, flip-flop with the title, which I don't know if I'm necessarily a fan of, but
it degrades the title, to be completely honest.
It does.
Title means something. You can't just have it bounce back and flip between these two women, because that means no woman is really better than the other, and then it makes both of them look weak, and then it makes the title look weak, and it kind of makes the title look meaningless.
Yeah.
As much as I hate to say it, Charlotte being champion at first for as long as she wasn't, in Sasha overcoming it made Sasha look no pun
Yeah, dude.
intended.
I don't know why you wouldn't just have Charlotte have one nice big long feud. I mean, that means so much more than being being a 16-time champion means you lost that belt 15 times. Um, you know, it doesn't look good. It's just one big title reign. Another thing too, it's like this Bayley or this Sasha Charlotte feud has been so drawn out now. It's time for another girl to be in that main event scene, and it's like, well, Charlotte gets a rematch now at the pay per view. What are you gonna do? A face Sasha versus face Bayley? I say you got to turn Sasha heel. She's much better as a heel. I get you created this whole storyline dynamic with her, and they always play up to the fact that she was a big fan of Eddie Guerrero, and it's like they try and make her like Eddie Guerrero, like circa 04, like underdog.
Dude, I have an idea.
What's that idea?
Fantasy booking wise, this is where they go with this. And it's easy as hell, too. I'm not going to say it's easy as hell to get to WrestleMania, but here's what you basically do. Charlotte's going to get her rematch at Hell in a Cell, obviously. Will they have it in Hell in a Cell? WWE's not the Progressive, so probably not. And from there, you go on to, You go on to, I guess, you start the Sasha Bayley stuff, and Bayley gets her match, and at Survivor Series, Sasha cheats her, and that's where Bayley says, I wouldn't have done it that way. You kind of did it with, less integrity. And she's like, who I grew up idolizing, Eddie Guerrero. You got to lie, cheat, and steal to, get what you kind of need in this business. And like they make it like a slow thing, and then through a Rumble, let's say they do a Fatal 4-Way, just include Dana, just so you can stall for time a little bit. And then let's say you do the whole Sasha and Bayley versus Dana and Sasha Bayley versus Dana and Charlotte, right? And let's just say Charlotte pins Bayley after the match, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sasha gets fed up, turns on Bayley afterwards, and this would be the next pay-per-view after Rumble, whatever SmackDown has for themselves individually. And then you have WrestleMania right there.
Yeah. I like that. I agree, because Sasha needs to be a heel.
And it's a slow burn heel turn. It works perfectly fine.
There's only room for one babyface in the female, one all-conquering underdog babyface, and that needs to be Bayley, because Bayley cannot be a heel, where Sasha can be a heel, and she's better as a heel. Because I've said it, she's been very, very bad on the mic.
I've said it too, dude. I have come on here the last couple of weeks and said Sasha has not been my cup of tea on the mic as a babyface. She is not in the alignment she needs to be in, and this actually makes me have another tirade to go on, man, because everybody. And I'll give Charlotte this credit right now. When she corkscrewed, I popped like a motherfucker.
That was sweet. The corkscrew moonsault was the highlight of Raw, and
I thought Neville was like
remember in NXT, she was apprehensive just even to hit regular moonsaults. Like she sloppily hit moonsaults, and now she's doing a fucking corkscrew moonsault with nothing. Like that was amazing.
I will give her that. But other than that, like people are saying,
go ahead.
People are saying, well, Charlotte's the best heel on the roster, and not the best heel. Like she's an amazing heel, and she's the best woman on the roster. Well, when your competition is Nia Jax, Dana Brooke, Bayley, who's not that good on the mic, who's never that good on the mic to completely begin with,
you can hear your voice like up the hallway, like outside. Yeah.
Oh, my cousin. Okay.
Sorry.
See, you kind of destroyed my flow.
I'm really sorry. I was trying to wait. Get out of your way.
Charlotte. Okay. Point being.
See, that's why I just shut up when my brother comes down here,
Point being, dude, I honestly just...
She has
no competition on the roster for what she's doing. And at this point, it's just like, you're going to say she's the best when she's supposed to be getting booed. She is, and her promos aren't that good. We've talked about this. She doesn't know subtlety. It's just complete cringe on the microphone for me. Like that Dora the Explorer thing, you explained it completely right. It was cringe. Complete and utter cringe.
No, I thought it was fun. I thought it was cringe at first, and they panned over to her, and she kind of did look like Dora, so I thought it was kind of funny. No, but yeah, she like she's not.
You see how like she draws it all like, look who it is. It's none other than Dora the Explorer.
Yeah, just because of her delivery. But yeah, okay. What I made this comparison with Sasha and Kevin Owens. Okay, they made her this all-conquering underdog because of her size, her image, and the fact that she was super, super over with the fans, and they were chanting for her, and they wanted her. Okay, now Kevin Owens, he was super over. The fans were chanting for him. He doesn't have a great image. I mean, it's not comparable to Sasha because Sasha's in amazing, amazing shape. But I'm saying she's shorter, she's smaller. Kevin Owens is a heftier guy, not a traditional image. He was super over with the fans. They chanted for him. He got huge pops. That would have been like, instead of making KO Universal Champion and keeping him as this, like, keeping him healed, that would have been like if they made him like Daniel Bryan. That's what they're doing with Sasha. They have a great heel, and they misinterpreted the fans wanting to see her as them thinking like, okay, well, great, she's going to be our next big underdog, when she should have just been featured more prominently as the good heel she is, and could have won the title that way. It's
with the WrestleMania 3-way. Like, I didn't think it would be a 3-way until Becky actually showed Vince, holy crap, she could actually do something.
Yeah.
Like, Becky was getting left like right in the wind, she was just getting left in the dust, and honestly, she showed what she could do. But when it comes to Sasha and Charlotte, it's just like they're not that good. Like in the roles they're in.
I think okay, we can't downplay how great either of them are in the ring, but I feel like now there is such reliance on those two and just what they can do in the ring, where it's like their character is.
Put it like this: character-wise, Sasha needs to be helped. Charlotte, she just needs to learn how to cut a promo, and I think she'll be perfectly fine. Honestly, look at it like this. I honestly think Charlotte is like not that good. Look at any match she's had against someone who's not named Bayley, Sasha, Becky, or Natalya.
Dude, you can't deny she's good in the ring. Like, yeah, you could say that about any of those girls. It takes two to tango, brother. Like it's very rare you get an AJ Styles, you get a Sami Zayn where they can get a good match out of anybody, especially with these females. Like, they need good people to work with.
Well, I was gonna say, who hasn't Sasha had a good match with? But all she's wrestled for the last 4 months is Charlotte, so I don't really have a recollected memory of much.
Well, okay, see, the thing with Charlotte, though, too, is they know that she can bust out big spots in big matches, and that's the type of shit that they can play in video packages. That's the type of stuff they can replay to make...
Well, see, other than the Sasha matches that have recently happened, Charlotte has bored me, dude. Like, best matches...
But I'm saying, to make people give a shit about women's wrestling, they can just say, okay, well, check this out. Look at this moonsault she did. Look at she did this. You can't show somebody a whole match. Look at the psychology of this. It's the cool moments, the cool things she can do to get eyes on women's wrestling, and they know she can do that. But I also think she's capable of a good match, and I think even sometimes, and you're going to disagree with me, she's capable of a good promo. Most of the time, she's very cringy and she has awful delivery, but I think she's slowly getting better, and I think every once in a while she, busts out a good promo.
She's trying to learn. I will give her that. She puts on good matches with anybody she's in the ring with, but they always protect her to make sure she's in the ring with someone who is a good worker, no matter what, like a really good worker. And it makes her look solid, and it makes her look like she's one of the best. Like, it's like this thing I had where, and I don't even think I've told you this, before Becky, Sasha, and Charlotte came up, I was a huge believer that Nikki Bella had gotten leagues and leagues better in the ring.
Yeah, she did. She did a lot better in the ring.
And I mean, at that point, I'm just sitting there and I'm like, a lot of people may judge me for this, but Nikki Bella is my favorite woman on the roster, and that's because there wasn't much. Paige was just stale to me, and I mean, like, even when she put on good matches with Paige, this is when AJ was gone and everything, and I'm just sitting here like, Nikki, month after month on pay-per-views, puts on solid good matches. The only thing that ruins them is when she does the whole twin magic crap with Brie. Otherwise, like, she's been putting on good matches that no one's been caring to notice because no one cares about the Divas division at that time.
Yeah.
And that's where I feel like people are at with Charlotte. Like, there's not much to really say. Well, there's this, and this on Raw. You have Dana, who's not that good. You have Charlotte. Obviously, you have Sasha, who's pretty good in the ring. Who used to be a heel. And you have Bayley, who's, I mean, character-wise, you want her to do well, but she's not really that good in the mic, so what's the real competition here?
Yeah, I don't know. I disagree with you about Charlotte. I think I think she's really, to borrow from Big Papa Pump himself, she's a genetic jackhammer. Um, and that was an awful impression. I was doing it way better before we went on air. That's Gordon.
Anyway,
You fat asses. But I think she's a genetic freak. I think she's super capable of good matches, and I think she's getting better. But I don't want to dwell on this for too long because I really don't care that much about it. But it was a good match. All things considered, it was a good match. I guess I'm happy the title's on Charlotte or on Sasha.
who ended up winning with the bank statement.
Yeah, I think now would be a time to transition into a Charlotte Dana feud, perhaps. Where they're gonna go is they're gonna go Dana Bailey, and then a rematch of Sasha Charlotte the pay per view. But I think you got to put Bailey into the title feud after that, unless you're gonna put Emelina in there. Which, oh my God, what? Why they didn't even get to explore Evil Emma? Why repackage her? And dude, Emelina, even for WWE, that is bad. Like that's a new low for level of names. Like, holy fuck, dude.
This has Vince written all over it, and I have nothing to say more than that. I'm not even gonna, because this just pisses me off.
Yeah, what are they gonna do? They're gonna package her with like the Shining Stars, and like she's gonna be Puerto Rican now, like Emelina. Like, what is this? I don't.
Oh crap, dude! The Shining Stars actually had a thing on WWE's YouTube channel. If they have her in there, I'm going to cry.
No, they did not. They definitely did not, dude. Oh, what I did see though on WWE's Facebook, Titus O'Neil had a press conference about Sami Zayn. I don't know if that's part of his gimmick now, but he was saying that Sami Zayn didn't beat him, that Titus O'Neil beat Titus O'Neil. So I really, truly hope this does not mean that these two are getting into a program, because what the absolute fuck.
Okay, I'm sorry, and I heard everything you said, but I'm just like, it says the Shining Stars something. I'm looking at this right now. I'm killing the entire volume, and Ashton Kutcher doing press conferences. You can't take him serious for 1 second. Oh, never mind. It's something stupid. Never mind. You wouldn't even have to worry about that. The Shining Stars invest in Golden Truth.
Wait, what happened?
The Shining Stars invest in Golden Truth. Thank God. They have an investment opportunity for Golden Truth. An investment opportunity for the Golden Truth. Hello? Caleb. Press your mic button again. I don't think you can hear. Oh my goodness. You know, guys, if he's not going to be able to hear me, I think we're probably just going to have to end this. Okay. I'm checking right now. Because I did want to talk to him about Bound for Glory for a slight second here before we get out of here. Oh my goodness. Okay.
It doesn't. Can you hear me or no?
Oh, I can hear you.
Oh my God. Why does that keep happening?
I don't know, dude.
What, but am I hitting mute? Like, I don't.
Okay. Well, I can hear you right now. That's the important thing of it.
Okay. Well, what were you talking about though?
Bound for Glory takeaways.
I don't know. I mean, as someone that doesn't really watch TNA at all, I was just watching for the Hardys. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I watched the episode before Bound for Glory on Thursday. I really liked Lashley. I think Lashley, like, holy shit, man. Like, he is what Vince wanted him to be in 2007, like when he was main eventing in WWE, or him now could be a main eventer in WWE. He's that damn good. I was really, really impressed with him, like just like how much he's improved and how badass he looks. Like he's a very, very good heel. So I went in just wanting to watch now on for the Hardys, but now I'm interested in Lashley. He really blew me away. The Great War, that was funny. I think
Matt Hardy sprung fire from his hands.
Yeah. Enough said. I think I would actually mark out for if Vanguard 1 got an X Division title run. Or Senor Benjamin, that'd be great. But no, I thought, dude, everyone's saying it was a good show. I don't really think it was a good show at all. I think there was.
I look back in hindsight. That X Division match was good.
Yeah.
The Royal bored me.
I'm happy Eli Drake won that. I like Eli Drake from what I've seen of him. I think he's a really good promo. Gordon disagrees.
No. Promo wise, I've seen good things. Yes. In ring wise, he's where EC3 was about 3 years ago.
Yeah. Another thing, I'm not huge on EC3. I used to like EC3 a lot, and I just think he's very bad as a face.
Heel EC3 was where it was at.
What?
Heel EC3 was where it was at.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched TNA on and off throughout the years. I've watched TNA since about 2004, to be completely honest with you guys.
Wow.
Yeah, I was about 7 years old. My brother had it.
Holy shit.
Yeah, dude. I watched consistently from 2004 until 2010. Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff. Those are some dark ages, dude.
Yeah.
Started watching again. Tito Ortiz was a thing. That was a dark age, too.
Oh, my God. Just like the utter silence when he debuted.
Oh.
That's hilarious. Ken Anderson, he did an AMA on Reddit the other day, and someone asked about that. They're like, "What was that like?" And he was like, he was being sarcastic, but he's like, it was the greatest experience of my life. Like, I'll never forget that moment. I forgot what he compared it to, but he's like, that's a moment that will just stick with me for the rest of my life. I think everybody in that arena that night, will never forget where they were when Tito Ortiz landed in the Impact Zone. It was just so funny, dude. But yeah, I think the Aaron Rex, Eddie Edwards, they got that wrong, big time.
Let me put it this way: they made good things happen for the 5-minute spurts that they had. It was way better than it should have been. I'll put it that way.
No, dude, I disagree completely. I think that didn't work at all for wrestling. See, wrestling doesn't work like that. You can't have 5-minute bursts. You can't have rounds. Like, in order for a wrestling match to be good or to work, you have to tell a story. You have to build, a dynamic in the match. You have to have drama, and you have to have a flowing.
I'm just saying that's not what this was.
But I'm saying you're interrupting the momentum. It's like stop and start. It's just it's an interesting idea, and like hats off to Corgan for thinking about it. But I wasn't a fan of it. I didn't think it translated it over well to wrestling at all.
Interesting idea. I'll give it that. And for what they were looking for, you have to admit this could have been way worse.
Well, I mean, it's pretty fucking bad. The lights went out.
Okay, like, that production-wise, that was fucking horrible.
It's just funny because, like, as wrestling fans, when the lights go out, we instantly assume,
some shit's going down major.
Fucking Eric Rowan's gonna appear. But it turns out the lights just fucking went out. I think that's where I really started to think, like, all right, this is a shit show. But Hall of Fame portion wasn't bad. I thought they're going to use that to get Marie. But the second half of the show was good. Cody.
I popped for the whole Gail Kim Awesome Kong thing they did, because as a person who I've watched Knockouts Wrestling and thought this is way better than what the WWE produces, and I watched Gail Kim's entire first run that lasted for like 2.5, 3 months for Awesome Kong came. Like, she just kept avoiding, like, she just kept on, like it was that thing where, like, courageous babyface keeps on barely sliding away from monster heel.
Yeah, I missed all of that. I didn't watch, so it wasn't as sweet for me. That's the thing, too. I feel like if you're a diehard TNA fan, this was probably a pretty good show. Maybe that's.
I didn't mind the show. Like, the first half of it, I'd say first half was pretty bad. It was the shining moment of that first half was the X Division match.
Yeah, I think also that everyone saying that it was TNA's version of WrestleMania, that kind of put this thought in my head that it should have been better. But then I remembered that Moose had a high school football team come out with him and do his entrance, and I was like, yeah, this.
I mean, you got to think these guys are searching for money.
This is as WrestleMania as it gets right here. That's a big moment, dog. Like, that's good for you. That match was terrible. Moose versus Mike Bennett. I do not like Moose at all. I think Moose is a classic example of the chant being over and the guy not being over. I don't think he's great at all, and I know you disagree with me and you think he's like as athletic as Apollo Crews, which I think is a ridiculous statement. But yeah, I don't like him. I don't, and I didn't like him in Ring of Honor. I don't like him in TNA.
Like I said, I've been up and down on Michael Bennett, but you made a beautiful comparison with the Edge and Lita thing yesterday. But
yeah, I think I could see Mike Bennett and Maria. First of all, Mike Bennett is tailor-made for the WWE. There's always rumors that he's going to be there. He's going to end up there, obviously, with Maria. And I can, I'm not interested in him at all, really, but I could see him and Maria having a Lita Edge dynamic. He has the perfect look for WWE. And weirdly enough, I felt that about Matt Taven too. I think if they would have just brought in the entire Kingdom, I think those are three guys that could be stars in WWE.
I'm sorry, I'd rather have. Oh, I thought you were talking about in TNA. I'm about to say I'd rather still have Adam Cole and.
Yeah, no. You were saying there's rumors they might go together, the Kingdom.
Yeah, all their contracts from within TNA or Ring of Honor all go up at the same time.
Yeah, Lethal's contract with ROH ends in December too, so I'm hoping he makes his way to NXT.
I mean, there's no other real option.
No, Roddy Strong is teaming with he's teaming with Aries for the Dusty Classic.
Is that official now?
Yeah, it's official.
What a way to get people not to care about Roddy. Well.
Yeah, I know, but it's so weird. But whatever. At least he's gonna be a heel. I'm assuming. I don't know. They might just shoot that into a program, but I'm excited for this Dusty Classic, dude. They're actually making this. They're making this like the Cruiserweight Classic.
Dude, this might actually make me go back to reviewing NXT TV.
Mhm.
I stopped.
I think because last week's episode of NXT was good. I hope the rest of this taping are. But last week's episode of NXT was the first episode in a long time where I've been like, wow, that was good TV.
The last 2 weeks for me, honestly.
What'd you say?
The last 2 weeks for me, honestly.
Yeah, definitely.
I think they realized, like 3 weeks, like I told you this, but I think they realized after, I think 2 weeks ago they realized when they did those tapings, those last 3 tapings were probably the worst 3 of all time.
Yeah, they really, really hit a low point. But yeah, Joe's been on fire. Hideo's looked great. Ty Dillinger's been great. Like, I'm so happy Ty Dillinger finally has a fucking storyline. I don't know. I'm really excited. My one thing, dude, we've talked about this before. Shane Thorne is like miles ahead of his partner. What?
Nick Miller.
Nick Miller. Yeah, I don't, and I didn't watch Noah. You know what I mean? I didn't see their stuff there. So I don't know.
Don't kneel.
Maybe I'm missing something. I know they're Mighty Don't Kneel, but I'm saying which is still the name of their finisher, but I don't know why that could have been their fucking tag team name because TM61 is very stupid. And I get that that's Australia's area. I don't know what the deal is. Not area, but
it's honestly
New Zealand.
When it comes to TM61, I just think it's a situation where something's not connecting, and I think they might need to be heels. And like you said about everybody when they're not connecting exactly.
But that's the truth because you find your footing and you become comfortable. In order to become comfortable as a face, you have to be comfortable as a heel.
Exactly. Like you're trying really hard to be liked, and it's easy to be hated.
I truly believe that. I think everyone needs experience as a heel, and NXT is the place to try that out.
Exactly. And people would say we got to the whole rumor thing. How long have we been going here, Caleb?
How long have we been going?
Yeah.
Way too long. We've been going for I think we're approaching 2 hours.
I have two. I think one more subject we touch on there real quick. Rumors of the. Huh?
So we'll make this the last thing.
Rumor of an NXT Mid-Card Championship.
Yeah. We were just talking about this earlier. I don't think you need it. I think NXT is kind of made a name off of having good mid-card storylines. Not lately, but they used to without any sort of title involved. I was saying I think Money in the Bank briefcase would be better than a mid-card title to have a gimmick like that. But who knows? Because they have a ton of talent in NXT now. I feel like if you are going to implement a mid-card belt, make the show 2 hours long. I don't know why the show.
I hate why everybody says make it an hour and a half long. It just seems like an awkward time for a wrestling show to me.
Yeah, to be an hour and a half. Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, I guess I'd rather have that than just be an hour because they have so much talent on NXT now, especially since they're going to be using all the cruiserweight guys. They got Roddy coming in. They have Tommy End still coming in, which people forget about.
This is my thing. Make it 2 hours. If the cruiserweight division doesn't work on Raw, put the NXT Championship on NXT, and you literally have an entire show that has a NXT Championship, a Justice Supreme TV Championship, an NXT TV Championship, a Cruiserweight Championship, and a Women's Championship.
Yeah. They definitely got to make the show longer. I don't know why they don't. Like maybe they don't want to do like the taping times will be ridiculous, but who knows? I think a mid-card belt will be good if the qualifier is the show has to.
Well, I remember they used to do them 2 days in a row. So what they should probably do is just have 2 days of tapings, and if you're gonna make 4, I know they make 3 now, but if you're gonna make 4, you make 2 in one day, 2 in another day, and then that's your set of tapings for the month.
Yeah, I agree. But other than that, I think.
And if I have an opinion too for a mid-card champion, if Andrade is going to turn on Cedric after they most likely lose to the Revival tomorrow, make Andrade the champion and have the finals come down to him and Cedric.
Yeah, that'd be great. I think WWE views Cedric as a big deal. They view him as money, which they should. I think Cedric is great. I think he put in a lot of effort to be great. He lost all that weight. He looks awesome. He's great, and I think he deserves it. And I think he has enough charisma and a great look, and could be the face of a franchise. He deserves. I think that'd be a great guy to put the mid-card belt on at first. I feel like they have high hopes for him. But because there could be such a great mid-card division in NXT, and that's where we could see a guy. Like if the mid card was around when Tyler Breeze was around, the mid card belt, he would have held the belt. And there's a guy like Ty Dillinger.
He would have been the guy that would have won the tournament.
What'd you say?
He would have been the guy that would have won the tournament for the championship.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I'm saying. So
that's what I'm saying. Oh, go ahead.
I think Ty Dillinger would actually be a great first champion for that belt.
That's where you're right, because this is where NXT needs a mid-card championship. This is why I feel it needs a mid-card championship, because so many guys try and get over, and like winning these matches against guys who don't matter. I'm sorry, like the enhancement matches, they help, but they don't. Like they get your footing set, but they don't really take you anywhere. Like if you just keep doing them, you're in a stagnant place. Example: Braun Strowman. A second thing when it comes to these not enhancement matches, when it comes to like matches like this on NXT TV, look at it like this, dude. Guys who would be fighting for a mid-card championship and fighting to get somewhere against guys who matter like Roddy, Andrade, Cedric, Nice, like all these guys, like, and don't make the cruiserweights if you're gonna do that exclusive on NXT to just their own division, like they've been doing recently. Like guys like Hideo have been facing cruiserweights. Everybody's been facing cruiserweights. Let them go. Let them get a shot at this championship.
Yeah, dude. Well, I kind of, spurring off that, dude. I think we're in a place now where you bring in a guy like Samoa Joe, you bring in a guy like Nakamura. We have 2 main rosters now that are, one of them being pretty damn thin on SmackDown, and Raw being more thin than you think. So from now on, if you get a big name guy like that, like say hypothetically the next big guy they sign, Kenny Omega or an Adam Cole, maybe one of those guys. They
need to hot set them up if you have this much talent. Like if you can continue to collect talent that you know is going to need to sit in Full Sail and just stew for a little bit, do that. But if you get
well, I'm saying take the smaller indie guys like your Cedric Alexanders, like your Rich Swans, like the guys they have in the CWC, they can go in NXT because they need character refinement. But you take guys like Nakamura and Samoa Joe and Omega and I mean even Jay Lethal, they could immediately go on the main roster and help out. These guys do not need to be on NXT, and they don't need to be the guys in the title scene. Austin Aries, Bobby Roode, Nakamura, and Joe all could be on the main roster now. They could all be on SmackDown, especially if Cena and Ambrose are leaving. If those rumors are true, they need to be on the main roster.
I think Cena's leaving. That's all but confirmed.
Yeah, and the rumors are Joe's getting called up. That's all but confirmed. But it's like, okay, all these other guys though, even Hideo, could be called up too. Like, I think he'd get lost in the shuffle. I think he'd be good with a little brief NXT title run, but yeah, we're just at a point. I always say this, and I don't say talk about a lot, but there's like too much talent in WWE now. It's like if you like a guy, it's like, well, I don't know, hope all the cards align, or hope all the stars align then, I guess, because they have so much going on. NXT needs to be a longer show, and you need to trim down the fat. That is not a joke against Samoa Joe, but like you need to just get these guys on the main roster that should be there already. That are like, you know what I mean? Like there's Curtis Axel on the main roster when Samoa Joe is down on NXT. Or there's Jinder Mahal, or there's these guys, Jack Swagger on the main roster when Samoa Joe and Nakamura are on NXT. I don't know. I just think they could be a big help on the main roster. And then there's guys in NXT that could fill their shoes that would also be helped by that. So that's all I got to say about that.
And I'm not going to even contend you there. So you know what? I hope you guys did enjoy this big chunky piece of audio. And I kind of wish, and this is like, I really kind of wish I actually would have got this for the podcast version, but we were in such a rush that we started this off the bat. So it is 2 a.m., 3 a.m.
3 a.m.
I've got to be up in 3 hours. I'm probably not going to sleep. I'm not going to sleep. Let's be fucking real. I'm going to go meet my friend in the morning and then come back home and die. But you know what? I hope you guys did enjoy this. I will have SmackDown Live up tomorrow. Most likely Caleb will not be with me. If so, that'll be beautiful. We will have that on Google Play and iTunes. And I hope you guys did enjoy. And I hope, Caleb, you did enjoy coming in once more.
Dude, I always enjoy it. It's just a matter of if I'm home alone or if I have alone time, because I am still a closeted wrestling fan, guys. So I'm sorry. Worried about the judgment. I would.
I'm sorry, Mama. I never meant to hurt you.
You never meant to make you cry. Midnight. I'm doing this podcast.
That was beautiful.
That should be our outro song. But no, guys. Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at CC. Oh no, that's my old tag. Sorry, delete that. It's at CCAM CCAMM15. You can follow me there. Like Gordon said, be on iTunes. This one's going up on iTunes, right?
Not this one. Remember I told you I couldn't hit the podcasting immediately. I kind of forgot.
Oh, okay. Well, then, I feel like I might have to be in the inaugural iTunes episode, so perhaps tomorrow. But, hey, guys, it was an honor being here. Hope you had a good time trying to decipher my incoherent rambling, and, I'll see you nerds when I see you.
All right, so tomorrow should be the first episode that we get submitted to iTunes, Google Play Music, and Stitcher. I hope you guys did enjoy this. Remember to leave a like if you already haven't. Subscribe if you are not subscribed for more of that double E goodness on this channel.
Oh, hell yeah!
And we will see you guys tomorrow for the SmackDown Live review. Thank you very much for watching. People power, too sweet me.